it looked like things were just going smooth. Did something flip at halftime? Did you guys make any adjustments? What changed?
I think we really started gaining some momentum at the end of that second quarter when we were able to go on a decent drive. We weren't able to, finish with a touchdown, but I think overall, like when stuff wasn't going our way at the beginning, we were kind of, really our tempo wasn't very good. And I think once we were able to gain some momentum and gain some tempo, that really set us up really good for the second half.
Looks like you might have dinged your hand at one point. Did you hit a helmet or something? Or?
No, I started cramping. There's a few of us that started cramping today, but the trainers had me drink a bunch of stuff, and I was good.
Do you remember the pass to Orworth? You kind of scrambled out and threw 31-yard play. Can you walk me through kind of what happened there? You had basically no time to throw.
Well, they did a really good job, especially in the first half of pressuring us. I mean, they brought a lot of field pressure and edge pressure today, and kudos to them. It was pretty tough to deal with in the first half, but I think really in particular to that play, they brought some good pressure, and I can't remember. I have to go back and look at the play whether I was hot or not. If I should have got the ball out earlier, honestly, but. Honestly, it was just awesome to see, once I was able to get out of the pocket and Ort was able to, keep the play going. I was kind of waiting on him for him to make a decision, whether it was a block or if it was to take off, and he took off, and I thought it was a great decision, and all I had to do was just lay it up for him.
I guess I just wondered, like last year when you're doing the quad, for example, I don't know if would you have gotten out of that?
No, I wouldn't have. Today felt really good to be actually healthy and run around a little bit. I wasn't expecting to run as much as I did today, but it felt good, and some confidence was built with that. And even there's a couple times I'm like, dang, I could have maybe stayed on my feet a little bit longer and try to make a juke, but but I'll play it safe for the first little bit. But this time last year, I really I wasn't able to do a full week of practice, dealing with my quad, and for me to be able to do a full week of practice and then come out of this game healthy and everything, it's huge.
Has your chemistry in practice with Reese Vanderzee been as good as it looked today, or did you kind of surprise yourselves with how well you guys looked together today?
It was a little bit surprising. I think he really started gaining a lot of momentum towards the end of camp, and as you guys were able to see it, his ability to go up and get it and make plays was, something that he was gaining some traction through, and I'm just so stoked for him because, as a true freshman, you don't know how guys are going to react, in game situations. And, even for like me or Luke, this is our first time being back there, in a while too. And there's nerves and there's anxiousness, but I was just so proud of him, the way that he was able to perform. And something that's so impressive to me is just how unfazed he is by everything.
On that touchdown pass
did this feel like old times for you? And when you were rehabbing after your injury in mid-season, were there ever any times when you questioned if you'd be able to have moments like this again?
I think moments like these, and I'm really like picturing myself having moments like this, is what got me through rehab. I think, having to rehab a second time was very difficult because I was, wondering what I didn't do the first time, and for me to, a lot of that motivation was being able to, what it was like, possibly to go out there as 100% again. Because I know last year I played and I wasn't 100% and I wasn't able to, move around the pocket as much. And for, a lot of visualization and mindset and really just relying on my teammates and those relationships was huge for me during that process.
On that touchdown pass to Jacob Gill, you really led him on that. He looked like he was covered, but the spot that you threw it to, was perfect. What did you see on that play? How did it develop, and ultimately to put it in that spot?
Yeah, well, we ran a similar play earlier, and we were kind of just looking at how the safeties were playing it, and really when we've practiced that play, it hasn't played out like that. Usually, the Jacob is able to kind of stay skinny through the middle of the field, but because we called it lower in the red zone, kind of forced his angle to be a little thicker, and for usually I'm kind of throwing it in the first window, but kind of the way they played it was a little unique. And that's the kind of thing about a new offense is like sometimes the first time that you see something is going to be in a game. And for, example, that was today with that.
And how long did it take for you altogether to heal from your last injury? Did 9 months, 10 months before you felt like you were 100%?
Yeah, I think I was cleared at either 7 or 8 months, but I really started kind of feeling like myself through camp, because once I'm able to, you can rehab and you can have as much strength as you possibly can, but when you're out for that long, you have to gain like kind of your athleticism again. You have to feel, what becomes second nature for you. And for me, I was able to gain some of those movements in camp, because as a quarterback, whether it's like kind of the smallest things, whether it's like rotating out of center or, like maybe pivoting off a pitch, like some of those little weird movements, you don't realize that how much that you actually do that in a game until I'm actually thrown in there.
What was
Tell us
the,
what you said in the locker room at halftime.
Well, for me, I didn't say much, but I think for me, my message was that, we just have to, keep going. I mean, we missed some opportunities, but I really emphasized kind of what I said earlier was, just our tempo. Once we were able to, pick up our tempo and we were, flushing the last play and able to move on, then, we started gaining some momentum in that second quarter. And I just wanted to, re-emphasize that to the guys.
What were the conversations like in-game and post-game with Tim, first time out with you guys?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, sometimes, I feel like we still need a little practice with the mic. Sometimes, like, I had my helmet, like, my volume was on max, and I feel maybe it hasn't been that loud in practice. So I think overall, like, our communication was really good. I think, for us to have the iPads and, with the coaches that are on the sideline versus in the box, it was really good. I mean, coaches really put us in good situations in practice for us to practice those things. Like, we've had stadium practices, and we make sure that we're using, the headsets and everything throughout practice every single day. But I think overall our communication was very good. And I think it was really cool for me to, like, because usually, this is my first game day with Coach Lester, and for him and the staff to all of us to be like in sync, and for us to communicate as soon as we got off the field. And, if there's something to look at on the iPads, we looked at it. But I think what was really good that we did as a unit very well today was, if something bad happened and then we would watch it on film, we flushed it. We weren't, overthinking or thinking about those plays that happened bad. If something bad happened, we basically like just took a peek at it and then we moved on.
it
seemed like-
say much pregame, or what is the Seth Ball's pregame speech like?
Kind of just like what you expect. I think he had us fired up, and I think he really had us fired up at halftime. And I think something that stuck out to me was when we were on the field, and once the offense started gaining some momentum, I could tell like how much more fired up he was, because then we're huddling up on the sideline, and then I'm trying to call the play, and then I got Coach Wallace saying, "Let's go," and like getting the guys, and like we got to keep going, and like whatever kind of motivation he was giving me, and to the entire offense, like as I'm trying to call the play on the sideline. So I thought that part was fun, just to see his passion. And I mean, usually, I don't talk to Coach Wallace that much on a game day, so that was pretty awesome.
If this is game one, and obviously it's still early, but just what does putting 40 up like kind of make you feel about what the offense could become?
Honestly, the points doesn't really matter to me. I think overall, like, that wasn't our best today. I think, we don't want to start a game like that. We have a lot of guys, new system, new offense, new coaches, guys who haven't played, guys who have been out, guys, I think overall, it took us a little bit to settle in. And I think, we're not really too worried about the 40 points. I think we're more worried about, how can we start the game fast and not, lull or stall, and how can we get it going earlier.